Hi, this is Senator Rand Paul with an update from Washington. On my recent trip to Russia, I had the honor of spending an hour with Mikhail Gorbachev. I told him that in the West we are grateful that he and Ronald Reagan defied Cold War orthodoxy to significantly reduce nuclear arms. I asked Gorbachev about meeting Reagan for the first time. He said that their meeting was affable but inconclusive. Press reports from the Reagan camp revealed that Reagan thought Gorbachev was just an old-school Bolshevik. Gorbachev remembered his response when his aides asked if Reagan was just a hardline anti-communist. Gorbachev chuckled and said, "No, he is a dinosaur." But both men persisted. Despite the Cold War atmosphere, rampant mistrust, and fear-mongering on both sides, the leaders engaged each other. Ultimately, multiple agreements were hammered out, including the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty, also known as the INF Treaty, and the START Treaty. Over a 4-year period, the INF Treaty actually eliminated nearly 2,700 nuclear missiles. The new START Treaty was signed about in 2010 and it will expire in 2021. If either side allows this sunset to happen, though, it will be the first time a nuclear arms reduction treaty between the U.S. and Russia has lapsed in several decades. As our hour was coming to an end, I asked Mr. Gorbachev if he had any words of wisdom to improve our current dialogue. He said, "Bring the conversation back to nuclear arms reductions. Encourage both sides to restart talk of renewing the START and INF treaties." In my meetings with the Foreign Relations Committees in Russia's upper house, the Federation Council, and the lower house, the State Duma, legislators also expressed an interest in holding formal talks to renew the New START Treaty and continue the INF Treaty. I've invited members of both Foreign Affairs Committees to Congress this fall to continue these discussions. It is my hope that Democrats, who have previously been supportive of nuclear arms reductions, will join in these meetings. I, for one, am thankful that Reagan and Gorbachev defied orthodoxy to reduce nuclear weapons and the potentially explosive tension between our countries. I hope thoughtful minds will prevail in our current standoff with Russia in order to embrace the dialogue necessary to further reduce the potential for the terrible world-altering catastrophe that a war between nuclear powers could bring. My goal in visiting both government and opposition leaders in Russia was to promote dialogue. My hope on my return to Congress is to find bipartisan support to improve dialogue and continued progress on reducing nuclear arms.